So a game came out on Steam recently for early access called Otherland. It's your typical MMO from everything I've seen and heard about it. Now, the reason I bring this up is because apparently it was found out that the developers of Otherland have been paying for positive reviews on Steam. Now, I hear a lot of these stories, or have been hearing a lot of them recently. It kind of boggles my mind that I have seen these kind of stories from people, not journalists, just regular people who find out about it. Another recent one that comes to mind is Planet Base. No, Planet Base did not pay for reviews. What Planet Base did was there was a review on there that had about 60 hours of playtime on it, and it gave them a negative review. It went on to describe why, but at one point it said that the game was boring. Now, it is very comparable to another game that released a couple years ago called Banished. I would say and I have myself that same amount of time into Banished, and I would say the same thing. Yeah, it's boring. I probably wouldn't recommend it to most people because I don't think that they'd like it. If it's that kind of weird thing of there really needs to be sort of a maybe button on Steam. With that said, to the general public, I couldn't recommend it because it's not one of those games that I don't think people would generally like. It's the kind of game I like, though. And I saw this review, and it confirmed everything that I thought about Planet Base, and I was like, oh, cool, I can't wait to get that game then. It is everything I've been looking for in space. But the devs of that game saw that review and had a different opinion. They actually posted a comment on that review asking for people to downvote that review because he had so much time in the game. That's a line, as a dev, I don't think you should ever cross. I can't speak for anybody else, but when I saw that, I immediately refused to buy the game. And I still haven't. I will not buy Planet Base because of what they did. They removed that comment later. They apologized for it. I don't care. You should not have done that in the first place. And I do not want to buy your game because of it. I have seen so many of these kind of things where developers are paying for reviews or trying to hide negative reviews or doing all of these other kind of things on Steam. And I rarely, if ever, see any stories from journalists about it. And yet, I will see 20 articles about a freaking panel getting canceled. There seems to be something of a imbalance in priorities here. But then I give a shit about how consumers and customers are treated. And I give a crap about all this unscrupulous shit. Apparently, the journalists don't anymore. Even though that's kind of their job. Why else would you be there? What do they think reviewing a game is for? So we as consumers know if it's good, bad, something we'd like, something we'd hate, so we aren't spending money on shit that we don't like. That's their point in this. That's the point of reviewers. Nope. Gotta talk about celebrity stuff and drama stuff because that's what people care about. Who cares about consumer rights? That's one of the reasons I absolutely detest the devolution of the media at large. I would really like to see a media that actually gives a shit about their consumers. I read tons of articles on websites where they actually do that kind of stuff. And then I see these things where it's just drama and celebrities and this, that, and the other, and from all the big sites, the ones that want you to take them seriously. And I think to myself, where do they lose their way? And I would like for it to be the opposite. I would think in a normal world it would be the big ones that would be standing up for the consumers, but it's not. That's why I've gotten to trusting people more than the media. That's why a lot of people are in that same boat as me. It's unbelievable that it's just regular people that are finding this out, and the media almost stays completely silent about it. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Possible. Just, like I said, it seems weird to me that so many articles would be written about a fucking panel cancellation, and yet when a dev pays for positive reviews on Steam, not a word. Priorities. Anyway, this has been Math Machine, just ranting about something I've noticed over the last little while that I find odd. Peace out.